Hey everyone, it's Sabrina. Welcome back to my channel. I'm going to put together a Project Life 2024 project, so this past February, and it's going to go into the family album. It's all about my daughter dressing up as an important character in American history. She chose to be Margaret Hamilton, who helped NASA get to the moon with her computer software programming, which is really awesome and such a cool character that she picked. And I know I keep saying character, but I mean person in American history, because Margaret Hamilton is actually still alive, and my daughter got permission to do her project on Margaret Hamilton, because usually they're supposed to pick someone that has passed. So back to the project. I'm using the Savor Ali Edwards story kit, and I loved this transparent Love This piece that was blue, and I know it kind of blends into the bottom of the large photo, but I'm gonna go ahead and use it anyways and put some flowers in the middle of it to kind of accentuate it a little bit more, and also use a floral paper that I will print later on. I also have two cards that I'm going to use, Moments to Savor and I Want to Remember. And also the page protector is from scrapbook.com, and it's panoramic. I think that's what they call it. But it flips out to have two additional 3x4 vertical pockets. So I'm going to use those extra ones to get in all the photos of the family. So I have my daughter and me and her dad, my husband, and then Oma Opa, and then Uncle. So that way this page protector covers all the great photos. The only photo I didn't get was Big Brother, which is kind of a bummer, but that's okay. So to put this spread together, before I grabbed the floral paper that came in the kit, I thought I would use this striped journaling card and punch out some shapes and do the flowers, but I really didn't like that striped card, and it didn't really fit any of the colors that I was thinking of using. So I went ahead and stamped a bunch of flowers in all kinds of different colors. So I have red and brown and green and yellow and even some blue, like really bright blue. I felt like my blue was a little too bright, but it was the only one that I felt matched the best. So I'm going to just go ahead with it. And once I've stamped a variety of the flowers, and also like the greenery, that's what I want to call it, the greenery, the leaves, the twigs, all the accessories for the flowers, I'm going to cut everything out, and then I can figure out where I want to place things, because I'm also going to put a few onto my photos. I'm definitely someone who loves to put little clusters on photos, and I just love it. I guess that's my style, and if you don't do that, I think that's considered like a simpler style. I'm not sure. Either way, either style is great. I just prefer putting a little something on my photos. So these flowers I love because they're relatively simple to cut out and will add that visual impact that I needed on this spread. I knew that I wanted to use the Savor story kit for this project. I felt like that was the right kit choice. But then once I started putting this together, I was a little stumped. I'm like, how am I going to bring this together? Like, I have the Love This title piece, I have two journaling cards, and beyond that I was a little stumped, but in the end I was able to like pull it all together, and I think it works really well, especially when I bring in that floral pattern paper. So once everything is cut out, then I can bring it all back to the spread and kind of figure out where I want the various pieces. And I know I've talked about before how I want, or I'm trying this year, to do a little less of plan it and prep it and then adhere it and just going for it. But for this spread, like I said, I was a little bit stumped. So I want to like place things and play with it and see if I like where things are going. And I do notice that up at the top where I'm making the flower cluster, that it's kind of busy up there. There's artwork in my daughter's classroom, and with the flowers, it's really busy. So if I can get that floral paper, then that might help balance it. And then also with the Love This piece, having some of the floral paper down at the bottom will anchor the Love This title piece and also give it a little more emphasis. But the only tricky part is that I could not find this floral paper. It's like, it comes in the kit and it's 7 by 8.25. I could not find it anywhere, friends. Nowhere. And that is something that is new for me in my craft room, to lose that big of a piece of paper. So in the meantime, while I'm kind of brainstorming, I stamp a few phrases. I stamp savor this, savor or enjoy completely, and just various little sentiments that I might be able to add. And then I decided, you know what, I'm just going to print the paper. I'm going to stop looking for the paper and just print it. I bought some new type of paper called cover stock. So it's kind of, it reminds me of like when you get things printed professionally and it has kind of a glossy shine to it almost. And so I'm really enjoying it. I'm enjoying this paper and I'm excited to see, you know, how it looks, because I think I actually printed this floral paper on the wrong side, but that's okay. It still looked good to me and I was excited to use it, so I just went ahead and used it. So I'm using the punched circles, 2-inch and 1.5-inch scallop, and then adhering the flowers around those circles. And then of course I'll just cut off what I don't need. And I think that having those circles there, again, just makes a great resting spot for my flowers and distracts you from the artwork, the kid artwork, basically. So I'm really enjoying this big cluster that I have at the top, and then I'm going to make another one down at the bottom. For the Love This piece, I'm going to, of course, check for some transparency film that's on it, because a lot of Ellie Edwards products come with that. And then I do decide, and I'm not sure if I mentioned this already, but I do decide to pop dot some of the flowers in the O, just to give it a little bit more emphasis. Because like I said, I felt like I was taking a risk with this piece because it kind of blends in. But because I added the cluster in the O, and I'm also going to add some of the pattern paper at the bottom, I really am able to draw your eye to that Love This piece. So I think in the end, I did make it work. But as I'm working on this, like I mentioned, I was unsure of how this is all going to turn out. I got the double-sided tape on it, which is always a pain when you have these like intricate pieces, but got it on there, peeled it off, and then I can, of course, stick it down and then add in the flowers. I do a brown one and I pop dot that, then add a red one kind of in the background, and then another pop dotted yellow one as well. And then, of course, I'll stick in some of the greenery. And then I put 3 different circles of the pattern paper. And it looks fantastic. I think it looks really well, and it all goes cohesively together. I almost feel like all the colors that I chose really coordinate well with my daughter's poster and the rocket in the background, and even her outfit, because we had to go pick her outfit. Everything was pretty much done in class except for getting the costume. And my daughter and I had the best time trying to find shoes. Basically, shoes was the trickiest part because we wanted kind of businesswoman flats, and those were so hard. So we were in the Goodwill store trying to find shoes, and we just had so many laughs. But we found a great like tweed jacket that worked absolutely perfect. And then my in-laws gave us some glasses that we just took out the lens. And so she really matched Margaret Hamilton perfectly. Okay, so back to the project. You can see that I am adding in the kind of almost a border of the shapes down at the bottom, and that page is all done. I'm also going to start to add a little bit of clusters to the photos like I mentioned earlier, and I just do a half circle on the photo of my husband and I actually think my son took that one and he probably took it in 0.5 mode. I think that's like what a lot of teenagers do, the 0.5 mode. I don't understand it, but that's what they do. And then for the photo of just my daughter and I'm cutting out enjoy completely, and then I will put that on the bottom right of our photo along with a punched circle. Now, I realize as I'm taking photos of this project that I have two of the same photo. I think it's the one of my daughter standing. So I'm actually going to wind up off camera making a filler card for one of the inside 3x4 pockets. So if you see like a duplicate photo, I do realize that oops, I have two of the same photo, and I'm so glad that I realized it before like I completely put the project away. But yes, I thought I had different photos, but you know what? I think one of them fell down somewhere, because now that I'm seeing this video, I can see that I had a close-up of my daughter. Oh yes, that's the photo that's repeating. Yeah, the close-up photo of my daughter right there in 3x4, that is the repeat. Sorry, I thought it was the standing one. Either way, I had a repeat, and I'm glad that I caught it as I was taking photos of my project. And I was able to make a really cute filler card. And you'll probably see that at the end when you see the photo of my project at the end of my video. So glad I caught that, and I was able to add in all the different pieces, like a circle of the pattern paper, some flowers, and then a stamped sentiment. And as you can see, I'm building each of the different 3x4s with various pieces. So like the one of my daughter and I has a cluster at the bottom with a stamped sentiment. The one with Uncle has another punch shape along with a blue flower. So there's lots of flowers, and it really kind of, I think, adds to the movement of the overall spread and helping your eye travel along the spread. Now, my intention with these two journaling cards was to use moments to savor to talk about the evening, and then the 1 through 5 remember, have my daughter help me with that one, the 1 through 5, either about her experience or, facts about Margaret Hamilton. She didn't really have any interest in helping me. She helped me a little bit. So she did tell me, some basic facts about Margaret Hamilton and how she was helping, to send us to the moon, send the United States to the moon. And she was one of the first women software engineers. I don't know if I mentioned that, but she actually coined that term. And then she also received the Presidential Medal of Freedom. And then at the bottom, I just added in two things that my daughter really liked. She loved putting together her props, like the money box or activation box, and her backdrop. That was her favorite part. And then she also enjoyed seeing her friends and all of their costumes. And then on Moments to Savor, I just talked about how, we went there on this February night, and we all got to listen to all kinds of different presentations of different characters in American history, and it was a lot of fun, truly a lot of fun. And I know I mentioned it earlier, but it's a tradition in our school, and it's something we look forward to. And especially this year with my daughter doing it, it was really a special night. And she did amazing. It was so awesome to see her, stand up there and give her speech, because she had to do it not only for the school, but like the classmates. She did like a preview teaser show during the day, and then at night all the parents and family came. So she had a lot of practice, and it was really cool to see how confident she was. So now I'm going to put it into the album, and I do need to adhere this large photo to the back of the previous project and hole punch it. And this is where I mentioned I kind of punched the top of the E, but really, you guys, it's not a big deal. It's just one of those little things that I wanted to point out, because I feel like sometimes when we share our projects, maybe we could talk about the things that were a little bit difficult more often. Like, let's share all the ins and the outs of the project, things that went well, things that didn't go well. So that's what I've always tried to do, is just talk about the pros and the cons, I guess you could say. But overall, this is a super fun project to put together. I had a blast making it, even if it was a little bumpy at first, but I loved it, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I'd love a thumbs up or a subscribe if you are new to my channel. Have a great day. Bye.